What's good, y'all? Sixth Element of Hip Hop. I'm your host, Reno Noir. We got a cool show because it's going down right now. The Toy Fair in New York City 2025. We got all the goods. We got the whole scoop. But before we get into all that show and tell goodness, the big news going on in the world of toy collecting. And if you're a toy collector, this is big news. Especially if you like comic collecting, if you like DC, because Mattel is back in the superhero game. The toy giant has officially secured the master license to produce DC action figures and collectibles, making its return to the brand after losing key rights 6 years ago. So the multi-year agreement with Warner Brothers Discovery, set to begin in 2026, later half, has massive implications. Not just for Mattel's future and action figure market, but also for the McFarlane Toys, which currently holds the license for the DC collector-focused figures. You may have seen, Mattel with some DC toys and whatnot, but they're relegated. They're relegated to girl toys and preschool lines. They were, anyways, until now. They have now retained the license since 2019. Originally lost to McFarlane Toys, who has been steadily dropping new collectibles ever since. At their DC Multiverse line, seemed like a huge success with the 7-inch figures consistently, being released. But the line will seemingly end in the second half of 2026, which will easily give McFarlane Toys plenty of time to wrap things up in that amount of time. And hopefully Mattel can take, a page out of their book for this next era of DC collectibles, because, whatever complaints you might have about Multiverse and whatnot, they were not, they are beautiful. They are gorgeous. Salute Corey Adger. What up? Peace. Yeah, man, we just in here, man, going to the toy fair, man. And it's in my opinion, it's good news that Mattel is getting DC back. I'm on the it's hard to say, because I want to say that I don't like DC Multiverse figures, yet I have shelves full of them. And this latest one has stepped its game up, in my opinion, as far as the construction of it. But for example, this is the new DC Multiverse Superman, and it's just the regular line Superman, classic animation 1940, right? Didn't come with the stand, by the way, but just a regular, yeah, I did him in that cool pose from the cover, so that's kind of how we're rocking it like that. I thought that was pretty dope. Love this cartoon, by the way. It was really what gave us Batman the Animated Series. It's that same style, that same type of animation is where it came from. Same deal. So, but that's the regular joint. Then McFarlane gives us the collector edition, where it's nice and chrome embossed, comes with a stand for your paper card, and the box is wider. What you get, though, and this one did come with the stand that makes him fly, but you'll notice he's not on that stand, and the reason is because I gave that stand to the non-deluxe figure, because it had a cloth cape and actually could fit the stand on it. Todd, what are we doing, bud? You graduated to cloth capes, and then you do the deluxe with the plastic cape? I can't put the stand on it, dude. So, besides that, there's other factors about this figure that do not make it, in my opinion, deluxe or in any way better than the regular one. Mainly the actual design and the actual quality of the figure. I mean, look at these unsightly knee pins, and oh man, it looks like Paulie Gaultier's mom's knees. But the other deal is the ankles. They don't hold this guy up. I mean, he's just all over the place. As soon as you stand him up, he's whoop 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 whoop. Besides that, you've got the boots here, which sort of, I can't decide if they're the same or different. The red boots on this non-deluxe figure actually are raised and like separate from the leg, right around the rim, so it looks like his leg is inside the boot. This one here, it just kind of molds right with the leg. Why no red shoes? What is he wearing? Like a onesie? I don't know. He's supposed to be from the cover of Action Comics. Red shoes. So, just a few things that, why I don't, why I won't be sad to see McFarlane go. Um, he's always been about looks over articulation or playability, posability. You could getting him in this pose was even a challenge, and the leg actually came off when I was trying to position it. That's how hard it was just to get this slight bend. And if you'll notice the image on the box, which comes with the card too, he's bent much more than that. He's bent his articulation, he's bent much more. So to get him in that exact pose, it wasn't even really possible. But I got pretty close and angled it right so it looks good. But, why do I have to go through that? Then we'll look at this amazing Marvel Legends, which they've completely stepped their game up and, in my opinion, surpassed DC in as far as the quality and detail and looks department. They definitely look more like the comic characters. And like, I'm not trying to see these guys realism. That's the problem with McFarlane. Everything has to be realism, but it's like these are comic characters, man. Like they can look like comic characters. Mattel taking over, though. Mattel has a past, legacy of doing DC figures, and they've got some great. I got some great images here of some good. A good line, which I feel like, man, I don't know, what happened here? What happened to this that they stopped doing this? I don't know. Like this reminds me of Marvel Legends DC figures. Like they're and this is back, remember, this is Mattel's DC before McFarlane got the rights. You see the dude in the middle? No pins. No pins in his elbows or knees. Look at that. So, I mean, let's just look at it. No pins in the elbows. That's a solid upper body figure for a back in the day, non-competitive, didn't know they had to compete, just hey, we're putting out a figure. Now, from the waist down, not so much. That can use some work, but no pins in the knees, guys. That's a plus right there. That works for me. I dig that. That tells me that they they care about the quality, about the posability. I mean, it's important. You can't do much with the figures if they can only stand straight up. But I love the pinless joints that they were doing before. So if we go back even to this with an updated version, but I mean, like, look at this, okay, compared to the newest Marvel Legend, like that's not that different. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard. There you go. So you see the torso bend right there. It's very similar shape to this one. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. And this is a brand new updated figure. So don't be so scared. Don't be scared of Mattel owning DC again. Don't be scared that McFarlane is done or Multiverse is over. Like, don't worry about it because it's still gonna be dope. They're still gonna be good. I think Mattel can still give us really good figures that will hopefully be 6 inches and line up with our Marvel Legends. That's something I've always wanted. Like I've always hated how my DC figures are like dolls and my Marvel Legends just like cool, you know, 6 inch tall figures. And they go even the GI Joe Classified are 6 inch. I mean, most of the lines are 6 inch. Even Mayfix. So the 7-inch, I guess he figured they could do more detail or what, I don't know. McFarlane's more been about making statues than figures, though, guys. Remember his first action figures they were already posed. They had joints, which I'll never understand why, because literally you can't do it. They were already posed. So that's, you know, McFarlane, again, he was all more concerned with the looks. And that goes to his comics, too. I mean, that's how Image started off, right? Remember Image Comics? They were all about the imagery. They were called Image Comics for a reason. They were all about the looks of the comic. The story definitely went to the wayside in the beginning. Image Comics in the beginning were definitely lacking the writing. Every page looked like a cover, which was awesome for us, art heads. But yeah. So Mattel's previous wave of figures was 6-inch, but not on the same level of detail that the DC Multiverse is now. Not on the same level of detail that Marvel Legends is now. But these new fabric capes that Multiverse is using, hopefully Mattel, will follow that, because that's something that we're really happy with. The cloth capes with the wire, I mean, dude, forget about it. Like, I was very proud of the Todd father, when he gave us the wire capes, because I mean, customizers do that, like we used to have to pay like damn near the price of a figure just to get a cape off eBay to go with our, plastic caped toys. And so Mattel needs to take notes of that. And, one can hope that they will have some great releases. I'm sure it's going to be dope. I can't wait to see what they put out. Because, again, they've got the rights to specifically the adult collector toy rights, among other rights, but the adult collector toy rights. Now, that's a new category. They call us kidults, whatever. The fact that they're making figures that they know adult collectors are buying is beautiful, because it means that they have us in mind. They're worrying about detail. They're worrying about accuracy. They're worrying about articulation and posability and extra features and stuff like that. So very important distinction there. And I'm fucking ecstatic, because ever since McFarlane started making these toys, that everybody was on his nuts saying how great these multiverse toys are. Like, I just don't see it. Like, the characters, and that's another thing, Todd. Like, how many Batman figures do you make? Every fucking 5 minutes, I turn around, it's a new Batman. I have a shelf of just Batman. And I didn't even go crazy and get all the weird ones too. Those are just like the main one. Like, Todd's a big Batman fan, obviously, Spawn versus Batman and stuff like that. Todd's a big Batman fan. So DC Multiverse is plagued with mostly Batman figures, which is fine. I'm a huge Batman fan, but I don't care about Batman and scuba gear and all this shit. I just want the cool Batman figures now. I've got a bunch of cool shit like Lobo and Steel and Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, and Flash and Reverse Flash, and what else? Oh, Ultraman, I love him. Red Hood, right? So a lot of the cool, cool obscure figures and shit like that. But it's so rare for McFarlane to come out with anybody that's not Batman. His Superman figures have been atrocious. The face sculpts on his Superman figures have literally kept me from buying them. He recently came out with some decent ones that he's starting to do, so that's cool. I bought these two because they are based on the OG, like, original, like, cool ass Superman. Like, this Superman right here, bro. This animated series, bro. He was not like a Boy Scout. Like, he was like dipping fools left and right, knocking cats out. Like, he was just a beast, and just like very serious too, which was just so cool. And the Batman the animated series gets its art style from that cartoon, and it's in the 1940s, like I think 1940 or 39 or something like that. So very cool that they were doing that back then. Sadly, this most likely means that all of DC, McFarlane's DC lines will be vanishing with this DC superpowers, DC Retro, and the DC Multiverse, unless Mattel decides to continue them. So, and not that I think McFarlane would work for Mattel if they asked him to, but I'm sure that they would like even let him continue to design figures if they kept that line going. So, but yeah, one more year of DC Multiverse, get your last last purchases in. I for one, I already have a very streamlined collection of DC Multiverse, so I'm not really worried about, you know, and probably I'll get rid of. Thing is like I don't have like a bunch of extra ones. Like I only have like specific characters that I really love. I got I got a Lobo, I got a Black Adam, I got a Flash, I got a Guy Gardner, I got, like I said, a whole shelf full of Batmans, but they're the cool Batmans, right? The cool blue and gray suit Batmans and the cool black suit Batmans are separate on separate shelves. But I only bought the cool ones, so I probably will keep them all and then start collecting Mattel because I can't wait to get some of these DC characters, man. Uh, there's so many cool characters that McFarlane just never goes to. He just never does. He just wants to stay with Batman and all that. So it's like, it is what it is. But yeah, DC and Mattel had their share of reveals this week at the Toy Fair, which was amazing. And we're gonna look at all the cool toys and tour the little joint there in a second here. But the bombshell was that is that Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery announced this new multi-year licensing agreement that will allow Mattel to once again hold the global licensing rights to develop and market a full range of DC themed action figures, playsets, accessories, role play products, and adult collectibles. And it's a very huge deal. It's a very huge deal. Mattel will start to roll out those items in the second half of 2026. So, like I said, you got time before the license switches hands and the whole change, rolls out. But what that means right now is that for the rest of 2025 and the first half of 2026, McFarlane Toys will continue to produce DC Multiverse figures, DC Direct, Page Punchers, Superpowers, and their Batman 66 line, which there's some great reveals from the Toy Fair we're going to look at here in a minute. Once the new deal begins, it would seem that McFarlane will no longer produce any DC figures, as the press release does include the term adult collectibles specifically, and which is what McFarlane does. So that would suggest that McFarlane would no longer produce the adult collectibles, the DC Direct line, what have you, and as either Mattel will either take that over or it will once again be its own department within DC and Warner Brothers. And then there's the matter of the Superpowers line, right? So which has become a new successful line under the DC banners. People have been eating that up, and the switch up means that they will likely end, and it remains to be seen if that's something Mattel would be interested in picking up and continuing, or if that's even possible. What they own of that. The Superpowers thing, though, for me, like I'm not really mad at that either, because for me, the only superpowers I would ever get, and I didn't really get them because I just like too many lines I collect. The only ones I would ever get are the ones they made in the 80s. Like I would get the exact figures they made in the 80s, and that's it. And they're making all these new ones now, like Superpowers, fucking Lobo, and all that. Like they didn't make that in the 80s. So it's cool that they want to make all their favorite characters in this new Superpowers, format. It's not for me, so not really mad about that at all. But there's also the Spin Master DC line of the 4-inch figures, which has Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and all the others, and so as well as their special retro releases like the Batman Forever and the 66, and they've heavily featured Batman with play sets and vehicles, and most of the releases were aimed at younger audiences, younger ages, but the line has run concurrently with McFarlane's various lines, and that could be the case again. But it does seem that as if Mattel will be handling any and all ages all the lines all together. So, which leaves the DC Multiverse main line, which has grown considerably over the past few years, and the line has heavily featured big name characters like Batman, mostly Batman, but has put together quite an expansive roster of other characters as well, though they tend to have a realistic vibe to them. I mean, yeah, this is a a cartoon character, but he's just proportioned in such a way that he looks almost like a real human would look. Versus, obviously he didn't look like a real have his body wasn't shaped like a normal human being, anatomically correct in that cartoon. Just saying. So like, I don't know. I just like how Marvel Legends keeps it comic style. Like this, he doesn't look like a regularly built human. Humans are not built like this, right? So I don't know. I like that. I want that in my comic figures. Um, there's plenty of teams and pairings that still need to be finished. But the good news is that there is still the 16 months to give, or take for more releases to hit all these McFarlane led lines. So perhaps fans will get to complete their lineups or teams or whatever before the line switches. Hopefully he won't start any new ones that he knows he can't finish. But yeah, Mattel, though, who has led the DC license 6 years ago, they just had it. So, um, for all of you who just started collecting during the pandemic, right? You probably think that McFarlane's always had the DC line. This is just new, right? Mattel had it up until 2019, and while they had it, there were several different toy lines, right, that were DC. And so the main collector lines were the DC Universe and DC Multiverse, not to be confused with the McFarlane DC Multiverse. And those multiverse lines started to feature the movies during the Zack Snyder era, but they also leaned into the classic comic looks as well. And that's what I really liked about them. Um, give you an example here. I'm just sorry I didn't have a brain fart. I'm actually trying to show you something. So boom. Yeah, I mean, this is a Mattel. This is a Mattel DC figure, and that's fucking dope. Like, look at this. I don't know. You gotta zoom in, you gotta look close, but the face sculpt on that Superman is peak. It's comic book, it's right out of the comics. It's perfect. And that was DC Multiverse. DC Multiverse, just like Todd McFarlane makes. The toys aren't just like Todd McFarlane makes. The name DC Multiverse is what you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's they've got the license back now. Get out of here. They got the license back now. Um and it remains to be seen what their approach is going to be. Will they carry the DC Multiverse brand name over, or will they switch it up for a cleaner slate? It's also quite interesting, I think, a time for Mattel to be picking up the license, right? As in mid 2026, DC will be well into its next era of films, the DCU. Television animation is all going to be there. So Superman will already have been released. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which by the way, McFarlane has an amazing page punchers for that. I can't wait to fucking get. Lanterns, the show is going to either be out or just be about to be released when Mattel starts releasing new figures. And so these could be key hooks for those new lineups. I am not a fan of movie figures, though. If you look at this entire room, you could probably fit on one hand the amount of figures that actually are from like a movie version. Everything is comic and cartoon versions of characters. MCU figures, no interest. I don't. The colors are more muted. I mean, the way that they made the characters for live action, cool for live action, not cool for comics, not cool for toys, not cool for cartoons. I don't like it anywhere else. MCU, keep it live action. I don't even like the what ifs, the MCU what ifs, because they are about the MCU. It's like if you finally give us animation, you finally give us what if animation, but you're not going to actually do comic what ifs. You're going to do what ifs about the MCU. fucking boring. It's just me. But you know, millions and millions and millions of viewers and fans say different. So whatever. But there's also the comics to factor in, right? So all you need to do is look at the new DC Absolute line. Now there's a chance to get some absolute versions of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, which I would love to see. Maybe McFarlane does put those out. I don't care. I'd rather Mattel put those out. Like I want to see those absolute comic characters like in their comic versions. Like I don't want to see the McFarlaneized version because he's going to be built like a regular anatomic human. 'Cause that's how he does. He makes them all very realistic, and you know that's not what I want. I want it to look like the comic. It's kind of the point, in my opinion. Um, hmm, but hey, maybe not. So this would be a perfect way for Mattel to immediately, make this big splash and be like, hey, we're here, and the new DCU, the Absolute Universe, two big new DC, lines and properties and franchises and things that are starting. That would be a great way to start a new figure line. Again, not so much for me with the movie ones, but the comic, the Absolute, hell yeah. And so, you know, they'll also have Absolute Flash by then, Absolute Martian Manhunter, Absolute Green Lantern. Uh, there's an all-in New Gods already. It's not quite absolute, but it is all in, which is where absolute comes from. So pretty cool there. I would like to see some figures out of that. But yeah, Mattel could have already heavily anticipated figures in those early waves that they may be working on now, design wise. And so as for what McFarlane does next, the company had already started working with Marvel on collectible statues line. So they'll probably continue to expand that. I haven't seen one in person yet. And they're like, again, McFarlane with the goddamn statues. It's all he loves. He does not want to make figures for some reason. He never has. That's why I don't really, his DC Multiverse line. They're like statues that bend. They're statues that bend, right? And that's what he's into. That's what he puts out. So if that's what you're into, and that's fine, that's what you'll get. The new McFarlane Marvel joints where it's like a corner diorama. It's like a diorama, like a square with like a corner of a wall or something with like a, whatever's going on there. And then it's usually the cover of whatever comic. So he like recreates the covers, is what he's doing right now anyway, recreating the covers with a 3D statue of the character with the sort of cover in a diorama sort of behind them. It's a great idea. For me though, they kind of look cheap. I haven't seen one in person. Again, it looks like paper cardboard with a very hollow, cheap plastic figure in the middle. I could be totally wrong because they do. Sometimes when I look at them, I'm like, yo, that shit looks dope as fuck, and I can't wait to get one. And then I look at the price, and then and it's like, man, they're gonna be cheap. They're gonna seem cheap. But hey, correct me if I'm wrong. I will eventually check one out. So I will eventually get one. I think I got one on order actually. The secret, what is it? The Secret Wars with the black suit Spidey. That cover. I think that's the one I got. So we'll see how that goes. If that one's cool shit, I'll buy a bunch of them because they do look dope, and I love some of those covers. They're very iconic, especially that Magneto. That shit looks dope. The X-Men joint. But yeah, there's also one other element to this deal, this Mattel deal. And that's the potential crossovers with other Mattel brands, right? So we're already talking about Monster High. And you can imagine like the crossover between like DC and Monster High, insane potential. And now that could be a reality. They've also got their very successful WWF, WWE, whatever, the wrestling line, the elite wrestling figures, soft goods, some of these amazing detail. Like if you look at some of these wrestling figures, dude, I'm not into wrestling, and I don't think of wrestling fans as really being collectors of toys. But they're wildly popular. People love them, so people collect the shit out of them, and they look really good. I've looked at them; they look really good. Now, if they came out with like a 80s version where there was like 80s Ultimate Warrior, 80s Hogan, 80s, Sting, like those 80s characters like Bam Bam Bigelow and shit like that. Like I would buy those 80s versions just because that's some nostalgia shit. Wouldn't buy any modern characters or wrestlers or anything like that. I have no interest in doing that. But if they came out with like a retro 80s line, I would be into that. Nick Caramano, senior vice president of entertainment partnerships at Mattel, he said it is an incredibly proud milestone that DC to welcome DC back to Mattel. We look forward to leveraging our Mattel playbook approach to brand management, product design, and innovation to bring DC's popular characters to life across all channels. This renewed partnership will reflect our shared passion for engaging and inspiring fans and collectors of all ages. Robert Obernskelp, head of Warner Brothers Discovery Global Consumer Products, said, quote, Warner Brothers Discovery's new agreement with Mattel arrives as DC kicks off an exciting new chapter in 2025. Our collaboration with Mattel will lead to all new offerings celebrating DC's rich legacy and future storytelling across publishing, animation, TV, and film. Every story and character, from Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman's heroics to the Joker and Harley Quinn's troublemaking, are prime inspiration for the new partnership that combines the power of Mattel and the global appeal of DC. So, I don't know, man. Are you guys excited for the deal with DC? Let me know. I think, like I said, I'm excited because I like how Marvel Legends are, and I think that the old Mattel DC figures were more along that line. Um, I hope they come, because I know McFarlane's never gonna do a 6-inch. He's never gonna start making them 6 inches. I would love to see them 6 inches. So hopefully Mattel gives us a 6-inch line, like just the potential of the different things that could be done that I know McFarlane will never do, that I've always wanted with DC characters. Because like I'm a Marvel guy, and that's why most of that stuff is Marvel and GI Joe, which is all Marvel. So, but I'm also a Batman guy, big time. So I do have my DC leanings. Like I will fuck with the Flash. I will mess with some, Green Lantern. I even like some of the Superman stuff, but it's got to be very iconic. And but DC has some great characters. I mean, like I said, Lobo. There's just cool stuff that they do with like Superman characters, and they got Steel and Ultraman and all that. So I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. And the Batman villains, forget about it. The Rogues gallery it's amazing. So I still want to do DC. I want it to feel like Marvel. I want it to feel like Marvel Legends. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's what we'll get out of it. But it remains to be seen. But 2026 will tell. Now, without further to do, as my man Carlito's Way says, we're gonna get into these joints. BDBGP, salute. How you living? How you living? Man said, I'm going to be live with the Battle of the Beats, but I wanted to pop in and show some love real quick. Peace. I appreciate you. Check out Battle of the Beats tonight, y'all, at 8, I believe. And Reno, in your opinion, does one company make figures better than another company? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, do you mean does Marvel make better than DC? Or do you mean does Mattel make better than Hasbro? What up, Reno? Everyone in Sixth Element, Mighty Rack, salute. Licensing going to Mattel might do with the DCU, appealing to younger kids moving forward. McFarlane always preferred monster and horror characters. Yeah, man. And he does some great stuff. He does great work. I mean, NECA kind of took the monster and horror gig. And so his bread and butter is DC. I mean, Spawn figures could only go so far. You can only do so many. There's only so many, Spawn characters and whatnot, but they still put out Spawn shit to this day. So the potential's crazy. But to shed a little bit light on Corey's yeah, I mean, like I was saying, like I think Marvel Legends, in my opinion, now is better than DC Multiverse. When DC Multiverse came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is next level." Blah 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 blah. Marvel Legends wasn't the best yet. Marvel Legends is only recently really good, and recently really really good. look out for anything in this packaging, by the way. This new packaging, anything in this new packaging is damn near premium. Like this shit compares almost to Mayfix. Like it's really, I'm telling y'all, like the new, and people are mad about the new Spider-Man we're gonna look at here in a minute, the Maximum Spider-Man for $50. Like, oh, he's overpriced. I'm telling you, the way Hasbro is making the Marvel figures already, they're already way better than they used to be, like by a lot, and are just really good for the money. And then so good shit. Let me get this. So one thing I'm really excited about that we're gonna check out here is the new retro mask. I can't wait until we really get to see how this whole thing plays out. But the original few toys that came with the mask line, check these out. These were some of the ones that I remember. Like I totally remember these. That truck, I definitely had that truck and that Camaro, um, and that jet thing. Like these are the joints right here. Remember this? Remember M.A.S.K, y'all? Yo, that is tight. There it is, the Camaro. The M.A.S.K Camaro with the T-top wings that went up on the side, y'all. This is bringing me right back. Oh, look at the figures. Yep. Little motorcycle. I remember that, bro. There's the little yellow mask there. He's got his mask on. His mask is off. Check out old yo. This is cool. I mean, and M.A.S.K figures, they never had really any articulation. I think the knees bent, and that was about it. Well, I mean, I guess what they didn't have is any elbow bending, which was weird at the time because. But another thing that pissed me off about M.A.S.K was they were just smaller than GI Joe, so like the GI Joe figures couldn't fit in the damn T-Bird, and I really wanted to put my Joes in the Camaro thing. It's funny, but they come with blast effects now. Look at this. Oh, I'm all over this. It's all about nostalgia for me. That's the only reason I do this. It's the only reason I collect this stuff. Nostalgia. Like iconic. Oh, look at the truck. This is like the technology that humans got from Transformers. And it's all part of the same universe, man. Isn't that cool? Which means G.I. Joe is connected too, because that's part of the same universe now. Blast effects on your M.A.S.K toys, guys. Look at the fucking the rackets that come out of the back. That's beast. That's beast. I can't tell if it's the same. They look to be the same size as the old school. They could be. That thing looked pretty small in his hand, but that is pretty small. Jeez. But they were small. M.A.S.K was always, they were small as hell. There he is. Dope. You put the missiles away underneath. Nice. They look smaller than they originally did, but I don't know. They were pretty damn small. I don't care though. If they are small, I'm happy because like that means they won't take up a lot of space. But that's cool. Like I'm definitely getting those. Like I might not get the jet and the motorcycle. I might just get the car and the truck. I mean, I gotta draw the line somewhere. Because those were the iconic ones for me. Like those are the memories I have is the car and the truck. The 80s. Great stuff. Can't wait to get it. Can't wait to get it. I am so like excited for this. Let's just go right to it. The Doom helmet with the hood. This is ill. And what's cool is it's like life size. You could actually put it on if you wanted to. It comes with a stand though. I mean, it's like a great piece for the shelf. I mean, just look at that. There it is in live action. Yeah. Live action. Y'all don't know nothing about that. MF Doom with the cloth. This is a real cloth hood. Yo, for all my Doom fans, like yo, shout out to Raw Talk when he comes. He's gonna lose it. This is my shit, bro. Doom is my guy. This is bananas. Like this is really nice. Like they made so many helmets. They make helmet after helmet. They made so many cool helmets, and like I've almost bought every one of them. But I bought this is absolute must have for me. I'm not saying but I'm a Doom guy. Like I love Doom, and hey, I was an Iron Man fan because of Ghostface. I'm a Doom fan probably because of MF Doom. But like those MCs brought those characters to my attention, and then I looked into them. Why would these guys that I respect so much name themselves after these characters specifically? And upon checking, yeah, I gotta agree. That's cool. That's so cool. Look at that. You can see right the eye through it. Let's go back here. Look at his eyeball. That's the guy's eye. He's actually got the damn thing on his head. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be walking around with this thing on, but it's gonna look badass on the shelf. Well, you could cosplay in it. Check that out. Wow. Wow. That's hard as fuck. Ha ha. I super duper fuck with that, dog. Look at the little Doom plaque. That's fucking peak. And it's $99. 1-to-1 scale reproduction of Doom's classic helmet. Roleplay helmet made in premium design and deco, inspired by Doom's signature look. That is beast. That is beast. What my man say? Emily Johnson. Salute, Emily. I know you don't seem to cover many plush toys, but have you heard that My Pet Monster is back? No. But I remember My Pet Monster. That's awesome. But if they have it at the toy fair, we're going to find out. We're going to find out here. Because we're going through it. We're going to go through it. We're going to see what's going on at the toy fair. Just like we're walking around the toy fair, guys. No specific order. Just what comes up. And I am in love with the Mondo toys. I have not dove into that pool yet because they're like $250 a figure. So I probably never will. Unless I, strike it rich somehow. But like, man, these fucking things are cool. Look at Clayface. Look at fucking Phantasm. Yo, check out the Venom. Come on. Yo, goddamn. They're about this big, by the way. The figures you're looking at now, they're called Mondo toys. They're like 12 inches tall. Look, he's holding a Spider-Man mask. I'm losing my shit, y'all. But, for $200, I'm not going to be doing it. Oh. Yo. Come on. And they look like they look right out of a comic, yo. God damn. The shading on them looks like the comic and everything. Oh my god, they're so cool, dog. Yeah, I might have to splurge at some point, man. These are too cool. They first they hit me with their Motu stuff, the He-Man and Skeletor and Beastman ones they got. Oh my god, their Wolverine is amazing. But yeah, fucking Lino, yo. Lino with the hair. I swear to God, it looks like he has actual fur. I mean, it's not, but it looks like fur on him. That is pretty badass. Holy shit, though. Wow. I mean, that's gorgeous. Look at Egon in the back. Fucking Egon and Spangler. Dog. Get the out of here, yo. That Clayface is beast right out of the Batman animated series. Uh Man, and that there you go, that one too. Right out of the animated series. Right out of the this is also from the Spider-Man animated series. This looks like the X-Men animated series, but it's right out of the comics. And then of course there's Thundercats with a bit of a slash. And then I love this. I love fucking Adventure Time. Adventure Time is the shit. There goes your Ghostbusters, Real Monsters, but My Pet Monster, yo, Emily, man, My Pet Monster. I wonder if that's gonna be at the toy fair. Did you see it at the toy fair? But yeah, they used to make those in the 80s, My Pet Monster. There's Slimer, and I don't know this blue dude, but Slimer looks pretty fucking iconic. And this is right out of the animated show. There was the Ghostbusters animated show where basically they didn't look anything like their counterparts, but I mean, who's that? He's not in the movie, right? That was Spangler. But there, yeah, I love that. I love that little Adventure Times. Oh, here we go. They're incredible. Fucking Battle Cat and Panther with the He-Man and Skeletor by Mondo Toys. I'm talking about beautiful. I mean, that's a work of fucking art right there. It's almost worth the splurge. Like they look just like the cartoons, man, in the comics. Does He-Man have actual? Yeah, they got fur. They do. That's right. They're very much soft goods, mixed media, whatever you call it. They got the fur loin cloth. He's got the fur boots, and look at the like engraving on Battle Cat's armor. Like, are you kidding me? Remember, this thing is huge. The figures are 12 inches tall. That Skeletor's beast. And I mean, look at the detail. Look at the little leather straps and the leather layers of the belt and the layers of the chain, like the thing he's wearing here around his torso. Like even that bone looks like real bone. Like, yo, like you see where the money went. Like you see why they cost what they cost. Yeah, those are beasts. Those are really nice. And the packaging is cool. Look at that. That's badass. There's some cool Thundercats packaging. Yeah, that's sweet. Okay, so real quick, sorry, I didn't mean to pause there for a second, but this guy, I've been wanting an Archangel for a long time. Marvel Legends made an Archangel back in the day, and it's the regular Archangel. I'm trying to contain myself right now, okay? Like this is the fucking figure that I've been dying for them to recreate. A lot of people are mad when Marvel like remakes figures, but I'm sort of down with it because their new way of making Marvel Legends is a whole new way. It's a whole new figure now. So if you collected Marvel Legends even 4 years ago, even 2 years ago, but definitely back in the day, it's a whole new It's a whole new toy now. They like I said, pinless joints. I mean, the molds are fucking tight and perfect and sculpted and detail. I mean, even if I show you, this is damn near a recreation of another Wolverine head, which I have. It's almost exactly the same head, but it's so much better than the other one as far as the eyes are deeper set, the paint apps are fucking more detailed. He's got stubble. Like it's a whole step up, like towards a more premium figure, and it's the same sculpt, so you can really get a good comparison with this new Wolverine. But anyways, man, I want to dive into this Archangel. It's X-Force Archangel, and there's a reason why this is so amazing. Besides the fact that it's finally Archangel, look at that face sculpt. Are you kidding me? Marvel Legends. So if you used to hear that Marvel Legends weren't good or that they weren't as good as DC or whatever, kiss my ass. Yeah, bro. Ooh, I can't wait to get this guy. This is why. This is why. So I do have this figure, this X-23 already, but I can see right here it's a recreation. It's a new head sculpt. It's definitely new pinless joints. Um just beautiful. And then this one I don't have. If they even ever made this one, this might be a new figure. The Warpath. But Warpath and X-23 come in a 2-pack. Yes. So you got the X-Force coming, man. So and I've already got like a little collection with Phantom X and stuff. So like this Archangel and this Warpath going to my X-Force, my dark all black suited X-Force. I got the Deadpool, but this makes me feel like they're gonna make the whole team again, and I'm very excited about it, as you can see. Look at that face, dude. Look at the eyes. Are you kidding me right now? Dude, y'all don't know. This is next level. This is a whole new level of quality. I am going nuts over here because I love Marvel Legends. Rom. I can't wait to get these new ones with the mini comics. You see this little mini comic he's got? That's the cover that he's from. So that's how they're doing these new. Look at Banshee with the cover that right there, the giant size X-Men. Yo. And this Banshee's really cool. This isn't even the cooler head though. He's got one with big ass chops, like big ass mutton chops. And there's of course Dakin in the background, which yeah, there's the packaging. So really cool off top. You see where they put the little comic in there. And that's the Dark Avengers comic where Dakin is from, where this version of Dakin is from. Dakin is Wolverine's son there. He's wearing basically Wolverine's suit. But I will point out, this is the new sculpt of Wolverine. I have an entire shelf, that whole top shelf right there is all the Marvel Legends Wolverines. I have every one. And 89% of them are the exact same body with different paint. But there's a few different versions and stuff like that. This new version that they're making with the butterfly elbow joints, shoulder joints, and the new chest, new arm muscles, the new musculature. Like I literally look at the muscles on the legs and shit when I look at the sculpts because they look similar, but you can see the muscles are different. Like it's a new mold. Then like I have love for that. And then here's Dakin with his 2-clawed hand over here, and then he's got his 3 claws here where he's got 2 from the top of his hand and 1 comes from the bottom. And of course the mohawk head where you definitely got to put the mohawk head on it, otherwise people are just going to think this is Wolverine with a tattoo or weird claws. So you got to put the mohawk. Here we go with the Maximum Spider-Man, Maximum Series Spider-Man. So this is a new series of figures, and what sets this apart from a regular Marvel Legends? Why is this Marvel Legend here $50 when it basically looks like a regular Marvel Legends figure with like a stand? let's look at it. Let's look at it. So he's got these cool hands here with the web shooters on them, which are pretty cool. And I I'm not sure here, but it looks like the fingers actually move, so you can do this with it. I can't tell because I've seen where they've had that where it's a joint, but that would be pretty cool. But there he's got those, and then he's got these hands down at the bottom where it's actually like you can see web goop coming out of them. And then of course he's got that spider sense. And that's not a spider sense head that you have to put on. It's an actual like a crown thing that you can put on the head. So that's pretty cool. And then he's got the web shooter stand here. This stand right here holds like a web blast that he would be shooting out of his hand, and you would have it like right there next to him, like he's shooting it out. That's pretty cool. And he's got like a web shield back here, a whole bunch of web effects and stuff like that. I will have to see this in person before I'll understand why it's 50 and not 25 like the other figures. Because I'm not paying an extra. I mean, that's two figures, like $50. That's two figures. So that means that you're telling me you're telling me all these extra hands and little stands and shit is worth a figure? Nah. You're gonna have this figure's gonna have to have something special going on with it. It's gonna have to have something. Oh, okay. Let's get a good look at the detail. Okay. 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 So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing that the webbing, where I've heard that it was actually flat to the mat, I've heard it was just not raised up at all, which I see that the webbing itself isn't raised up, but what it looks like is that each little red square between the web is almost like a bump. I may be wrong, but it looks like the face has some concaving between the webbing. And I may be just looking into maybe reading into this, but I look like I see some texture here. Articulation wise, I mean, it's, pinless, of course, double jointed, of course, but so are all the other Marvel Legends. Butterfly joints in the shoulder, so are other, I don't know. I'm not seeing the premium, ness of it yet, but if it's just these little like blast effects and shit, that's not worth $50 to me. I wouldn't pay a whole figure to get Spidey sense. Like, are you kidding me? So this thing, the quality better be better. Like it better be another step. It better be another level. Better be another level, Spider-Man. Let me check in the chat, y'all. I'm coming back checking the chat, y'all. I'm not ignoring you guys, I promise. Casual Toy Salute. Man, this has been a good toy fair, hasn't it? I mean, lots of cool shit. It is at the toy fair. Okay, the monster. Cool, cool, cool. That's your hard. This it is at the toy fair. Was revealed yesterday, I think. My Pet Monster. Or what wait, yeah, My Pet Monster. We'll get to it. I'll probably see it then. Mondo is really talented sculptors. They do. Yeah, we're talking about the Mondo joints were amazing. Heroes holding their comics are really nice. I really like that too. Shazam reading his books would fit the character. Mark Spector, salute. What's up, my brother? Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, it is a really good show so far. A toy fair rather so far. Yeah, here we got a real good close up of it. Again, man, I'm gonna have to hold this thing in my hand. Because from what I can tell, the only thing about it is that it comes with like a web stand and some webbing. I'll admit that I mean, not the the hands with the web shooters are cool, and the Spidey sense thing is really cool. But $50, like that means that it's a whole price of a whole other figure that you're paying for this little crown thing here. A third head. There's three heads, I guess, unless it's just these two heads. Because I don't see. Let me look at the eyes. Okay, those are really wide. I like that. These are kind of lower with thicker black. So yeah, they are two different heads. So you get three heads, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of hands, where normally you would get three sets of hands. So you get these web shooter hands here with these here with the silver joints. You get these web shooter hands here with the web goops coming out of them, and you get the spider sense. You get the web stand, the web shooter, and a little web bullet goop thing. That's it. $50. So you're paying a whole extra figure for that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I was all gung ho. The reason I'm tripping about it is because I was all down with it, defending it. Like, nah, this is a deluxe figure. Like, we need a new Spider-Man. Like, Marvel Legends keeps putting out the same goddamn Spider-Man mold over and over and over. Like, they paint it, but it's the same fucking thing. Like, we need something new. And it's looked new, man. I don't know though. I don't know. Here's some new shit that I'm excited for. We already have these. Mine got delayed. I'd be unboxing them or I'd be showing them to you right now. Wow, this is really cooler than I thought it was gonna. Man, most people have these already, but I don't have mine yet, so I'm looking at them. Really wondering why that Spider-Man costs more when these guys have like look at this embossed raised spider effects on his chest and on his around his hip there, around his ankle piece here, around his arms and wrists. He's got a cool cape thing on, like a web cape. She's got these really big, super duper long electroid things. I passed on her because I'm really mad that I've been waiting for a fucking Electro, and then they finally give me one, and it's this other side, Electro B. I want, goddamn it, the main Electro. I got this. I like this one. This is the new Spider Boy character that some love, some hate, but it's a new character, and it's historic, so I'll grab it. And I do like the face with the teeth in it. They look pretty cool. Oh wow, he gets extra eyes on his forehead when the teeth pop out. It's Spider Boy. Agent Venom. Looks pretty cool. I like it with the mask on better, but it's cool they give you the option. That's pretty badass. Gamerverse. Some of these I pass on. Some of them I definitely jumped on. Obviously, I jumped on the Venom. That thing is fucking wicked. Jumped on the Black Suit Spidey. Can't ever have enough Black Suit Spideys. Different versions, though, by the way, Hasbro, thank you. But this is definitely a different sculpt. I mean, when I say version. Different sculpt. But this Venom is just, look at that. Look at the goop. Look at the slob in his mouth. Are you fucking kidding me? I see why this is a more expensive figure, because it's massive. This I don't need, but I'm not. This is gamer versions of stuff, which I don't care about. This one I'm getting though, because I don't know. I've never seen this version of Spider-Man. I've never seen this in any game. I don't know who the fuck this is, but it's badass. It looks awesome. I'm getting it. Passing on this one actually, because it's just a game that I don't. It's a version I don't really recognize too much, because I didn't really play the shit out of this game. I'm getting the Black Cat only because there's no other Black Cat, but I'm kind of upset that this is the first like Black Cat that we have. Like, I want a much more traditional Black Cat. This is the Gamerverse. Jumping all over this. Love the OG Kingpin that they did, the Spider-Man cartoon, the OG Kingpin they did. I got him. He's bananas. This is awesome. I have a whole set of like suited up gangsters. I got the Joe Fixit gangster. I got the Tombstone, the Hammerhead, the Kingpin, Wolverine in his patch tuxedo, Hulk in his patch in his white tuxedo. Like all these dudes that are dressed in like gangster suits and just like sitting up there together on the shelf, and it just looks awesome. Like the way they're coming, like this looks like right out of a movie. And this guy is gonna fucking kill right in that shelf. Look at that. Love that. There's a little Miles with the cap thing, and here's more Spidey jumping off. I mean, they're acting like he's more articulate. I don't see it. I'm not saying it's not there, but I have to feel it, because I don't know. The plastic looks a little shiny. I mean, but from what I've heard, and I've heard this from some people that had this in hand, they're saying it's no different. The plastic is the same. I heard otherwise from others. Now, do look. Okay, so let's look here. That's some. There's some suit ripples. Look at that in the blue right there, like ripples in his suit. That's pretty fucking cool. That's not typical of a Marvel Legends. That's detail. That's a nice detail. I'm not gonna write it off yet. Look, there's some different color paint shading. From what I can see here, I might be totally wrong. Ooh. What is this? Spider-Man 77. Oh yeah, jumping on that. Okay. Again, I don't do MCU figures. Cool Lizard, cool. I don't do MCU figures or movie figures at all. That is so wicked. Can't wait to get Archangel. X-Force is about to be lit. Um, my Black Series career has taken a break, but some of these cool new game characters and yeah, I might have to grab this dude right here. This dude here, from Jedi Survivor. That's a pretty cool Jedi or Sith looking dude. Yeah, he's pretty badass. Yeah, he'll look good with my. I pretty much relegate. Yeah, that's a nice face sculpt too. I pretty much. Oh, what's he got? A clear blue arm. Yeah, more game stuff, video games. Not a fan like that. That's really weak. Look at it. What is this? Pink sword? Like what is this? It's horrid. Ketchup and mustard on a droid. Retro. Here are the figures where they have no articulation at all. They're just kind of like the old school original Star Wars figures. They call them the retro collection. If that's your thing, there you go. Not for me. And here's the original. Like, look at these guys, the old characters. I remember having the original ones of these as a kid. These look like shit. I'm just gonna say it. Star Wars has suffered from bad movies and shows lately that the merch just ain't selling, right? People just ain't buying some of this stuff because the shows and movies weren't great. I mean, that's what Star Wars was always about. It's not what Star Wars is about, but the merch is a very big part of Star Wars, right? And when you aren't selling the merch, oh, look at this Andor. Oh yeah, I need this Andor, bro. That's peak. He's wearing like a TIE fighter suit or something. Test pilot. That's badass. Ooh, yep. Gotta get Krennic. That's my boy right there. I just told you I don't mess with movie figures, but I really like that character. These are really not bad at all. Anakin, I don't really have an Anakin, but I don't really want an Anakin figure. I really just like figures with masks, helmets, and Siths, shit like that. Moff Gideon, I gotta get it. It's fucking Moff Gideon. Like I have a picture with that dude. Like Giancarlo Esposito. Like I met that dude at a con and stuff, and he's really cool. So I uh I gotta support my dog. But nah, here this R2D2 is not bad. I don't have an R2 actually, and that's cool. He's got little blast effects. He's got little blast rocket effects. Are you kidding? Kit Fisto. What is this? This is not even Black Series. Ugh. I much prefer the Black Series version of this figure, of this character. I mean, I don't know. That's gonna have to grow on me. I'm gonna have to think about it for a minute. It does. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. Dooku with the cloth cape. What line is this though? I guess it's Black Series. I mean, Damn, that Fisto is crazy. He is like really like realistic. Like he didn't look like that in the movie. This is like how he would really look and shit with like different shading and what? Man. What other characters they got in this line? Oh. Okay, this is the vintage. This is a really nice line. They have full articulation. They're 3.75, but they're really detailed. They've got cloth, all kinds of different shit. It's called the vintage collection, but these are nice. These are really nice. Oh wow. So look, remember those two figures I just looked at and said they were trash? Look how good these versions of them look. Same two characters. Wow. They purposely make those retro ones look like shit. These two right here. See these two? These are the same two right here. What a difference. So McFarlane is not dead end gone. The Mortal Kombat Classics, I will probably pass on most of these, but I will definitely be getting Scorpion just to have him on the shelf. Maybe even a Scorpion and Sub-Zero just to have him like fighting it out on the shelf. These TMNTs look really nice. Really, really cool, like the comic book, and I am so down. Wow, look at Shredder. These are fucking beast. Now, if they do page punchers based on these, oh man, I'm all in. Look at that. Hell yeah. Why did you have different feet? Never seen him put different feet. Man, just Leonardo? That's it? Just Leonardo? That's it? Come on, Toy Fair. What are you doing? Just Leonardo? Oh my God. McFarlane with his 7-inch toys, too. Why they gotta be 7 inches? Pause. Here it is. Masters of the Universe. Look at Orko. She-Ra. He-Man with the original face sculpt from back in the day. I don't know who that is. Obviously, some weird version of Skeletor. Cobra Commander / Skeletor, I think. It's pretty badass. Wow. 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 Cool, cool, cool. Cool. Oh, that's badass. I've never seen him before. Her. Hordak. Faker. The original Faker was just had white eyes, but then the toy came out and he was blue, which I thought was pretty cool. There's Orko with round or square eyes. Now He-Man mixed with Thundercats. Is that what this is? Look at that. Hard pass for me. Ooh, Panthro, Man at Arms. That's pretty unneeded. I don't know. It's cool, but then it's like, why? Ooh, Battle Cat as a figure. I'd get that just to get that because it's Battle Cat as a fucking like a guy, like a humanoid Battle Cat. That's pretty cool. Mum-Ra Skeletor. That's kind of a dope idea. I ain't even gonna front. Oh, you switch the skirt thing, and it's that one. And you switch the chest plate out for the mummy cloth, and you switch the head, and boom, they go from Skeletor to Mumra. Get the fuck out of here. I'm buying that. Too bad the other ones aren't like that. That Battle Cat's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. In order to get into this line, it's like you already have to have all the He-Man, all the Thundercats, and like, but pretty much that's all you collect, and then you start to collect other shit like this. But like, I just collect too much stuff to get everything. You know, some stuff you gotta pass. Now this is so cool looking because it looks just like the picture or the cover, and the detail is peak. Still with the pin joints though. It just bothers me now. Like whenever I see a pin joint, especially these McFarlane figures, it just rubs me the wrong way because I feel like you know better. You know better and you should do better, but you don't care. Cloth capes are a nice touch though, but I don't think it's enough. But that's a nice figure. I'm getting that. Now, this is a new line of DC from what I gather, and it's a weird shaped line. They're not. Are these superpowers? No, super friends. What is these? These aren't superpowers. They're clearly not DC Multiverse. The articulation is very strange looking. Super friends, bitch. Now that's a nostalgia hit for your ass. It's cool if you. Yeah. Mm. The all different colored Batman's things is kind of cool, but I don't have shelf space to get them all. And if you don't get them all, it's like, why do you have this orange Batman, you know? But yeah, there was at one point in the comic where there's like all these multicolors. There's like a red one, a blue one, a green one, an orange one, purple one, yellow, whatever. But yeah. They're doing now the ball joints on the McFarlane toys, the shoulder butterfly joints, where it's not really quite a butterfly, but it's like a ball joint. Those are actually not bad. And then the face sculpt here is kind of weird, but I'm not super mad at it. But their figures are always top heavy, and it's like, I don't know. Yeah, collector's edition. This is a page puncher. There's the purple one. You know, that's a decent, like, I like that because it kind of like looks like the comic. It just doesn't try to look like a real human or whatever. I don't know. It's cool. Not super familiar with this character. Now here's a page puncher version, I guess, of the figure he just put out. Different character, my bad. Different iteration. But this is, I'm jumping on this. That's pretty cool looking. Some of the page punchers are really cool. I really dig the McFarlane page puncher line myself, and like she's definitely going in the on the shelf. I like her a lot. Cold Slither. Classified is my favorite shit. Hold on, we've already seen. We've already seen it. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, no, sir. Hang on, I gotta find something. Where is it? Nice Gamerverse ROM minifigs. Hang on, I'm trying to find the damn. Where is the thing? I think it's right here. No. We can start here. Here's McFarlane's page puncher line. We looked at that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Here we go. Beast Kingdom at Diamond. The new Beast Kingdom. Look at that new logo. He is pretty peak. Whoa. So, yeah, that's like a Batman mixed with Superman, but I'm not exactly sure why he's green. But that is cool. No pins in those joints. Look at that. I'm already happy. That's beast. He's got the leather and the cloth. That is beast. Yeah, I wonder how much he's going to cost. Huh. This is damn near like a Hot Toy sculpting. Look at that face. Jeez. With hair and shit. Wow. Let's see. What else have we not seen yet? Game of Thrones. Huh. Lord of the Rings. Wow, they went all out this year. These are like statues. Yeah, these are statues, Damon. These are. Huh. Damn. That's a weird. It's a weird statue because he's got like one articulating arm. This guy over here articulates. He's got some articulation. As does he. Okay, so these are figures. Now, those are statues. These are statues. There's Frode. There's some cool Night King figure. That's pretty peak. Azog. Nice. Who's that? The Lich King. Is that Vecna? Dungeons and Dragons. What y'all know about that? D&D. Huh. What the fuck? Never was a big fan of the Diamond Select toys because they always were very stiff, you know? They never they're very, very inarticulate. John Wick has a line out. Get the fuck out. Yeah, they're just more like statues and shit. Gem. Haha. So here's your My Pet Monster and Gem. Get the fuck out. There he is. Ha! I don't know. Emily brought this to our attention, and there it is, My Pet Monster. But I remember this from like when I was a little kid, seeing this on TV all the time. Did you have one in the 80s, Emily? Oh wow, Strawberry Shortcake. My little sister had all this shit in the 80s, man. That's funny. I remember these floating around the house. My sister used to have them. They used to smell too, like they smelled like whatever flavor they were, or whatever, strawberry or blueberry or whatever. Those were weird. Yeah, my little sister was all into Gem and Barbie and Strawberry Shortcake, and what else did they have? Star Bright. She was into all those. I always felt bad that her toys sucked. But hey, that's just boys and girls. But these were classic. The articulation on these is pretty cool too, because they were only just like, you know, they didn't have much going on in that department. Bebop and Rocksteady looking like, ugh, not the Sesame Street line. Boy, they'll make action figures out of anything now. I mean, look, if you still don't think that these toys are made for adults, you just ain't paying attention. Like, kids don't even know who the fuck some of these people are. Oh, here's from the Turtles cartoon. Or what? Yeah, the cartoon series. I really like figures that look like comics or cartoons where they actually like paint in the shading. I'm sorry if I went too fast. If you want to see these, they're just statues. I'm not a big statue guy yet. Maybe when I start making the big bucks, I will graduate. But before I jump into statues, I would want to jump into the real $2,000, $3,000, $1,500 statues like Iron Studios and all that. I don't want to fuck with the $80 and $100 and whatever statues. Like, I just feel like if I'm going that realm, I need to go all the way. Oh, the Misfit skeleton. That's cool. These are like band mascots, some like rock bands from the back in the days and shit. These guys are from a band called Iron Maiden, I think. Is it Iron Maiden or Megadeth? I don't know. It's one of those. It's Megadeth or Iron Maiden. I don't never listen to either one, but the Misfits one, that's pretty cool. And Willie Nelson, huh? Sitting next to. It's funny. What else? Yeah, the Spawn relaunch is crazy. Mythic Legions crowdfunding dragon, like it's like this $500, $550 dragon. Like, I don't know who this character is. And it's like this big. You son of a bitch. It's like this big. I mean, it's cool as shit. But like $550? I ain't got it like that. I'll keep it a buck. Now, if I really wanted it, I would just scalp the shit. I would get into the scalping game and I would just buy a bunch of toys and I'd sell them for twice the price. And I just don't want to be that asshole, you know? I hate when assholes do that. It's like you just bought that shit just to turn around and sell it on eBay for 2 or 3 times the price. And now I got to pay that because they're all sold out at the store because you bought 10. It's like, dude, I don't want to be that guy, but like, I see the appeal. You definitely can get some shit you normally couldn't get. Mondo, doing Jake and Finn. I don't know what that's gonna look like because because they're really expensive Mondos, and these got to be like 150. What is it? Pre-order open 1 p.m. Yep, $130 with exclusive edition 145. But I think you get this whole set. Maybe that would make sense because there's there's not much to them. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. There's a lot to them. Yeah, there it is. Bunch of different faces for Jake. Bunch of faces and heads for Finn. Some props. You got BMO. You got, I forget the elephant's name. I fuck with Adventure Time a little bit. Okay, so that's how big they are. Really small. For Mondo, anyway. See some of these like obscure, or these not obscure but like not mainline characters and stuff. Like this is fucking amazing. Like this Anubis, I really would just get this because it just would look sick on my shelf. That's badass. That is wicked. Whoa. Come on now. Oh, hell yeah. Bro, look at that shit. I am all over this. And then you got the Maat, I think is the Black Panther one. That is Bast. Bast, I think is it. There's Frankenstein. Frankenstone. The ghost of Jacob Marley, and I don't know who she is. Mythic legend type shit right there. Shout out to Slade. What up, Slade? Here we go. Here we go. Some more. See, it's diamond. It's more diamond select. Again, I'm not a fan of diamond. I don't like the I don't like the face sculpts on most of their figures. Slade, I got to show you this. I just copped him. I like that one a lot. And then you got this one from the Action Comics #1. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. But here we go. Let me get back over here, man. We gotta finish touring the toy fair. That is a cool ass Phoenix head sculpt bust. Here's a Deadpool and Wolverine. Again, I'm not into the movie figures, or else this would be pretty badass. I don't know what toy line this is. We'll see here in a second. It's not Marvel Legends for sure. Oh, Diamond Select. Third. Obviously. That's what we're talking about here. Oh. These are like statues again. Yeah, that's a statue. That's a they make the weirdest figures. I don't understand Diamond Select. They'll make like a toy with like articulation, but then it doesn't move. Look at her shoulders. Why are the shoulders articulated or at least have slits in them? What? That's what I don't like about Select. Diamond Select. Here's another one with the shoulders detached. Like for what? To trick me and make me think it's a figure? Like what? It's a really nice statue. Like cool sculpt here, man. Right? Great sculpt. There's a cool bust. Some busts. If you like busts. If you're into busts. Fucking bust. Busted. More statues. That's a pretty cool ass statue, actually. I like that. Meh. Hell yeah. That's dope. These are pretty cool. Pretty cool. Nothing to really write home about. The face sculpts, I know those were atrocious. There's some more mini cartoon figures. There's Jefferson, another bust. I'd get that K. Oh, these dude, that Magneto face is terrible. But that Mr. Sinister is pretty cool. That Cable was pretty peak, actually. I'm a huge Cable fan, and here is just like a Cable right out of the cartoon, but meh. What is it? $20 I'd pay. What is it? What are they gonna do? Probably $100 for these things. What are they charging? Does that say $99? It better say $19. I think that says $99. Get the fuck out of here. Here we go with Diamond Select's bullshit. Okay. This would be a cool ass action figure, wouldn't it? Look at that. Ooh, look at the knees. It almost looks like they bend. Look at these elbows too. But I guarantee you when you get this figure, it's so stiff and the bending is only like this much. Like you could probably bend the shoulder this much. Like they really need to step it up. If this is a sign that they've changed their tune, I don't know. But Hobgoblin is one of my favorite Spidey villains, just villains, period. And what makes him my favorite is just the fact that when I was 12 or 13, and pretty much when I got into starting collecting comics, he was one of the villains that was mostly on the covers at the time. Like, that's just all there is to it. Nothing crazy. War Machine. Again, it's got joints, but it just doesn't look like it moves much to me. Looks like it's going to be real limited in its motion range. This actually pisses me off because I've been wanting a Nihilus for Marvel Legends for so long. And then they do Diamond Select, which are like 7 inches, and so they don't go with Marvel Legends. There's so much I hate about Diamond Select. Really need an Archangel, but not going to get one now because Diamond Select did it. But look at the articulation. Just look how his arm. He just looks so. Thank God they're doing a X-Force Archangel though. That's about to be dope. But yeah, I would love to see a Nihilus in a Marvel Legends. We have not gotten one yet. Oh yeah, man, that would be peak. Who else has just dropped? What is this? What's this? What's this? These are all $18. They're like OG versions, it looks like. Huh. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's like a foot soldier mixed with it's like TMNT, He-Man. There's a is it She-Ra or Tila? I forget. I always mix them up. Oh, these are the cartoon versions. Right. And these are actually pretty good compared to the old versions of the old He-Man because they were like oh, I remember this little swamp thing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I remember that fucking thing. They recreated that. That's pretty cool. There's like OG He-Man, and then they give you a Faker head, which in the cartoon when Faker came out, he was just He-Man, and his eyes were painted white like that. The He-Man toy Faker is actually like just a blue He-Man with like orange hair. So I was like, what? These are based on the cartoons, not the toys. So these are remakes of the cartoon versions versus like the toy versions. And this is just like an OG. This looks literally like the old soft head He-Man toys, which it makes it appealing. Like that's why I would buy it because it looks like just like the old toy or even just like the old cartoon because again, like I'm in it for the nostalgia. This is pretty badass. Look at this grown ass man that they got back here. Look like he's playing with his toys. Is that what they think we do? Is this what y'all think grown ass men do? That they sit there and they play with their toys? Bro, we collect this shit. We fucking stick it on the shelf. That's it. We take it out of the box, put it on the shelf. Done. Like this guy's like literally probably sits on his floor with toys all around. Jesus Christ. And they put like an older guy too. Here, look, he's even got little gray scruffle in his beard. I fucking love it. This is amazing, actually. I'm just sitting here like thinking about this for a minute. Like this is just an ad. This is just an Amazon page. That's funny as fuck. Let me get back to the chat real quick. Emily, if you guys remember or loved My Pet Monster, I think you guys might like the new Werebears too. They were originally from the 80s too. Predated MPM, My Pet Monster, by a few years too. Werebears, like Care Bears? I remember the Care Bears. I definitely remember the Care Bears. You may not know them because back in the 80s, they were made only in the UK. Well, yeah. But no, we're definitely in the US. I am a US fan of them that started to get them July of last year. I am a US fan of them. Okay, but they're going to be in the US too this time. Makes me happy. That's so cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check those out. Slim Jim Longfoot, go. What up? Salute. My man wanted to say peace, RIP to Angie Stone. Well, yeah, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it extensively. We played a little. We actually went back to her 1979 rap song that a lot of people don't even know about. That she was actually a hip hop pioneer. Like she was rapping with like Sugar Hill Gang in them. Like that's how bad. That's how long ago Angie Stone was rapping. I didn't know how old she was. I thought she was our age. She's in her well into her 60s. I think she was like 67 or something. I was like, whoa. But yeah, she's a real OG. Like she's was a real pioneer, man. Shout out to Angie Stone, of course. Again, rest in power. Real hip hop icon. No, the werebears are something that have nothing to do with the Care Bears. They're a bunch of teddy bears that are part wolf. Like werewolves. They had their own story and everything. Like toys did in the 80s, right? 63, not 67. Thank you, Spade. I knew somebody would help me out there. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, man. That's yeah, we went all into the whole thing. A lot of people just know her from her neo soul days, right? The soul era with Jaheim and Maxwell and that whole era right there. Angie Stone was like one of the boss pins, but what a lot of people don't know is she was an early rap pioneer. She was on a couple tracks. We played the tracks too, and YouTube like smacked me for it, so I had to like cut it out of the video. So you won't get to hear the song now, but you can go look it up. It's called We Funk. What it? See, now y'all gonna make me go into my Angie Stone mode. Hold on now. Don't do this to me now. We Here, I'll just type in Angie Stone rap song, see what comes up. No, no, no. You ain't gonna get no video of this song. This is back. The rap group was called Sequence. The Sequence. I think it was the first like all female rap group. Definitely one of them. But what was this song? Macy Gray, bro, Erica Badu, Lauren Hill, that whole era in the early or in the late 90s, early 2000s was her era. But oh, there it is. Funk You Up, 1979. Um which was sampled by, well, you remember Keep Your Heads Ringing, ring ding dong, ring a ding 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 dong. They took that right out of Funk You Up. There's Yeah, let's see if they talk about it here. It says she first emerged as a member of the Sequence, which she formed in 1978 with Cheryl Cook and Gwendolyn Chisholm. Yep. It was the first female rap group signed to Sugar Hill Records, the label that put the rap on the map with the single Rapper's Delight 1979 by Sugar Hill Gang. Trio lasted only a few years, but in that time released several seminal rap singles, including Funk You Up 79 and Funky Sound, Tear the Roof Off 1981, which have been sampled by Ice Cube, En Vogue, Dr. Dre, and other artists. Yeah, man. Big loss. But this is crazy. This is fucking funny right here. So there's a new market, and we are the new market. It is called Kidults because they're making literal toys. But like clearly this no kid of today is going to know anything about the He-Man cartoon. So if you're making toys based exactly on the He-Man cartoon, clearly that's not for kids then, right? And you would still see the uh advertisements would still be kids. They would still have kids playing. They would know damn well kids ain't buying these, but they would have kids like playing with the toy and shit like that. Not doing that here. um I'm not sure what this guy's doing here, but I love that they actually have like a grown ass man with like wrinkles and shit. And I don't know what he's doing, but it's funny. But he does. He's got the shelf in the background. There's this shelf. Ah, this is funny because it's not real. This is advertised. This is an ad. Ad imitating life is funny. What is this? Wow, that's a nice beast, man. What line is this? Oh, the new Eternia. Yeah, these new Eternias are not bad. Like that's not bad for $20. It's a nice looking figure. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. What else is new at the show? The show's going on for the next couple days. Actually, unfortunately, I didn't make it up there this year. Next year, I plan to be going to Comic-Con and Toy Fair and all that shit. So it's all gonna be literally broadcast from the joint next time. These are pretty cool. Look at that. These are like the 80s TMNT. Remember the Playmates, the 80s TMNT figures? This is like a rebooting of the 80s figures. Let me see if they show them. What, little 4-inch ones? Oh, these are even smaller. They're like 1-inch. Holy shit. Yeah, I think these are them. Yeah. Like that's how they used to look in the 80s. Krang and his little machine. Was this some playset? Oh, a sewer playset. Yeah, there you go. Now these are more like the new uh Seth Rogen turtles. Little vehicles and shit. Whoa, big ones now. Rock'em Sock'em. I always see those big ass toys, like these big ass action figures in the store, and I don't know who plays with those. Like, because I mean, like when I think of kids, like what kid played with giant ass figures like that? I don't know. These are weird. These are like designed to look kind of like the comic versions, the old school comic versions. These are neat. Oh shit! Remember the mutant module burrowing through the? That's crazy. Now I definitely remember this thing from the cartoon. They would drive around in this weird ass car. Goofy ass Shredder toy. He always had the weirdest face to me. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh wow, whole line. But again, this weird version here, these turtles here. Pretty cool, y'all. Yeah, I have never heard of them still, but I'll definitely check them out. Joints are raw, sequence, funky right on up. EGC salute. You were in here last night. My bad. What the fuck? Yeah, EGC was here. We were talking about the Angie Stone songs and stuff. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to share the fair with you guys, man, and see what was going on out there and check it out and look at all the cool new stuff. And but that's that. I think I'll pop this out the box before we go. I love the new packaging, by the way, the Marvel Legends packaging. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. Sturdy, really thick cardboard. Um, like much thicker than the typical packaging. It's just even the plastic here. This is almost like sharp. This is not even. It's like hard. This thing's like really solid. It's just really good. It's really good packaging. I've said it all the time. I've said it a bunch, but it's really good. Marvel Legends stepping it way up. Stepping it way up. And the new body sculpt, the new, oh my god, dude, the joints feel so great. Just really good. Really, really good. Really, really good. You just don't know how great these feel. Focus again. Okay. Well, this usually helps it focus. There we go. Doesn't focus. This really helps. Doesn't do shit. Hang on, let me turn the light up. There he is. Hello. Yeah, look at that face sculpt. Look at the paint apps. Like, he's got stubble. He's got beard stubble. He's got shading in the tongue, the lips, the teeth, his eyes, around the eye sockets, the cheekbones. Deep set. He's got the pupils in there with the corneas. Like, yo, they did not fuck around. Wow. I mean, just even compared to the other Marvel, the older Marvel Legends, man, this is just, and these, even these fucking claws, bro. Hold on, man, these claws are peak. Oh, there we go. Oh, let me see how they are from the side. They're real thick. Y'all don't know. If y'all collect Marvel Legends Wolverines, you know how great this is. And I collect all of them. So yeah, I'll show you. Fuck you. So this is like, there's a bunch of different ones. Here's a bunch of different claws they got. These are really thin, um, really like bendy, and they don't really stay in line all that well. Not bad though. Here's a version where it's more like see, just like a thin, just like a round pin, like a round, almost like a, like a sigh. And then there's this sort of version where these are really cool. I like these ones where they're really thick, but they're like also not super Let me get a good view. And then we have this new version, which I really like now too. It's like a claw. It's more like a knife. Like a thick ass knife. I mean, Wolverine's always pretty much going to be Wolverine. But here's a good example of how they step their game up. These are the same face, pretty much. But the new one, the black one, goddamn hand fell off of the brown one. The new one's face is much more detailed than the brown one. See the black one? And then the brown one is just not quite as well painted, not quite as well detailed. See that? You see the difference? It's night and day. Like this is just a less, less detailed, less shaded paint, and then this one is clearly like all in. So yeah, very happy with the new Wolverine. Very, very, very happy with the body sculpt, the head sculpt, the articulation. The joints are really well done. I love the design. Very comic accurate, and just wow, one of the best Wolverine figures I've got now. Can't wait to see what he looks like with a masked head on. But that body sculpt is really well done and just feels good, versus like this. This doesn't feel good at all in my hand. Like, and what do I mean by that? Like, I don't know, dude. I'm not going to go into a whole big thing here, but like, it's to me, it's night and day. This is just, look at that. Look at that. Those ugly ass legs and shit. Look at that. Big ass pins and shit. Shit look like one's poking out. Look like, versus that. Look how clean that is. Tight. No pins. But also, I feel like with this one, I can feel in my hands that I can pose it any kind of way. Like, I feel I could throw him in any sort of dynamic, whatever. Like, it's going to do it, and he's going to fit, and he's going to, articulate however I want to put him, And this guy here, I feel like he can't do nothing but stand up just like this. Like, I know he ain't going to do no hella crouches, hella crazy poses. And then makes it so bad, the ankles and shit are so loose and weak that he can't really stand up. When you try to stand him up, he be falling over and shit. The hell? And that's supposed to be a deluxe one. But here's the stand that came with the deluxe one, Spade, and I put it on this one that's not the deluxe one because this is a much better figure. And it feels close, but even you can see the joints are still big pins and big old ugly kneecaps and but hopefully Mattel will change it up and give us what we've been dying for. But that's it, y'all. That's our show, man. We chopped it up. We went and did the damn thing. We checked out the old toy fair. We did the unboxing. We did some comparisons. We talked about Mattel taking over DC. We talked about the quality of Marvel Legends versus DC Multiverse. We went over it all, man. We had a good show. So if you missed it, if you came in late, if you just started, go ahead and hit that rewind, man. Watch it over. It was a really good show. We toured everything. We looked at all some cool stuff, and we got deep and in depth in the toy industry business. But that was our little pop-up show, man. We didn't plan this. It was just sort of a spur of the moment thing because the toy fair was going on, and I stuff at the fair, and I'm like, yo, man, we gotta share this. And next time we gotta actually go to that motherfucker. But yeah, we'll see you guys Wednesday on our regular scheduled show at 7 p.m. Maybe early, maybe 6 p.m. But yeah, you know what it is. We'll be there every Saturday and every Wednesday, chopping it up, chilling. We'll see you then. Peace.